and it just hurt me because it was just like, I can't understand nothing he's saying. Like, what's up? Like, he trying to talk and everything he was saying was like slurred. I ain't gonna lie, it hurt me. Like, it hurt me deep because like me and my pops is like very close. Like, we got the same name. And I'm not knowing like he could be like out of here, you know what I'm saying? So it made me realize like I'm really like the next man up.
We good? You good? You straight?
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Good afternoon, everybody. We're here with LB Towns Jr.
Facts.
You going into your senior year? Howard University? Going into your senior year, what would you say is like what you're looking forward to the most?
Honestly, going to my senior year, I feel like I'm feeling pretty good. I'm ready to be done, honestly.
Okay.
But I'm excited about this, about my last year. You know?
Okay. Now we're gonna go all the way back to Glendon. Sweaty? You sweating?
Huh?
You sweating?
Yeah, it's hot, man.
We're gonna go all the way back to Glendon, Ohio, right? Where you grew up.
Columbus,
Ohio? Yeah. Ohio. I'm gonna get in touch with my researcher after this.
Yeah,
so we're gonna talk. Nah, but explain what early life was growing up.
So, I mean, I'm pretty sure you know now, but I grew up with a lot of siblings in one household. Pretty active, structured family. Grew up in the church, different sports and different activities. But like I said, we was a busy family. There was always a lot going on, but yeah, it was cool. I would say it was fun.
Okay.
Fun.
Now, you talked about kind of that structured household. Your dad went to the same high school as you, right? Graduated, went to Ohio University, and then ended up going from being a student athlete to really being devoted into the church. And then became a pastor. What would you say like that effect of his upbringing had on all of y'all in terms of y'all discipline, y'all faith, and everything else that came with that?
Honestly, I say it definitely had a big effect on us and the way he raised us and the structure that he had and the expectations and goals that he had for his children. Definitely played a lot on just how he was brought up and the way he views success and his expectations for us.
Okay. And what would you say those viewpoints were from a young age that he would push to y'all?
Definitely to have a close relationship with God and that we were all expecting none less than to be in school.
Okay.
So just little stuff like that was expected.
Okay.
You may think it was like a goal or like something some people may achieve for, and other families is something that was definitely expected.
Okay.
Just growing up in that household.
Okay. So with that being the baseline of what was expected, how were accomplishments treated in y'all family because of such high expectations? Did y'all celebrate much? Like, was there much to celebrate about?
Yeah, they were celebrated, but it was more so you got to keep going. You know, you're not done. So, I would say they were celebrated, but we know it was still more we had to do.
Okay.
To like get where we needed to be at.
Okay.
In life. So.
Okay. Now you told me yesterday that you're the 5th oldest of 19.
Yeah.
2nd oldest of 16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I know your oldest sister had some cognitive issues.
Yeah.
Can you dive into that a little bit of what exactly those were or those are?
Yeah. So my sister, I have an older sister named Kristen Towns. We're 3 years apart. But we was in school together, and basically she's deaf and she has hard of speech.
Okay.
So when she was around 2 or 3 years old, if I'm not mistaken, she had actually died. Like she died, and my dad had brought her back to life. So she had conditions from that circumstance, and it was at times where she was in school where her teachers were telling her she was never going to be able to learn ever again. And my family stayed prayerful and they was able to prove the teacher wrong, and she was able to learn again. So we really thank God for that, and I feel like it pushed my parents to be very like reliant on God and faithful, that she was able to push through that.
Okay.
And she was able to graduate high school, whatever.
And what's y'all age separation?
So she's 3 years older than me.
3 years.
But she graduated a year before me.
Okay. So with her, that 3 year separation, but with kind of the issues and trials and tribulations that she had to overcome, did that put a little bit more on your plate, even though you were the second oldest? You know, kind of having to step up and be that oldest figure to everybody?
Yeah. Honestly, with that being said, I was honestly more so the oldest sibling, knowing I'm the oldest boy in the family. So I was more so the role model, the guy, the brother that everyone in the family was looking up to the hardest. I feel like my parents was on because I was the oldest, and I believe like I had to set the expectations for the rest of the family very high for my younger siblings to follow.
Okay, so would you say that was pretty difficult for you initially, kind of having to hold that burden, or?
Nah, not at all. I didn't think it was a burden at all. I think it was a blessing, just being one of the older siblings of the younger siblings. Just seeing that how they look up to me and how much they cherish me, and they enjoy me being a older sibling, and like I said, just being that role model for them, and allowing them to push me to do better and be the best I can be.
Yeah,
is a blessing.
Okay. Now, going into high school, you going to the same high school as that your dad went to, obviously, and at this point, I'm gonna assume that your dad had a pretty. He had some good influence within that community, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Going into high school, was there any added pressures that you might have had, understanding that that's something he went and like that he has built a name for himself?
Honestly, no. I went to Columbus Alternative High School. They didn't have sports, so I played sports at Lyndon McKinley.
Okay.
And that was the school he attended. So I wouldn't say it was no pressure at all. It was definitely, I would say people knew who I was and knew the expectations and what I was coming to do as far as just in the school aspect and in the sports aspect, just knowing what type of upbringing that I came from and who my parents were. They knew what I came to do, and I ain't come to play, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Now, we're gonna go to May of 2021, right?
Yeah.
This is before your senior year at high school. You know what I'm referring to already, but to them, kind of explain what exactly transpired in that month, and just kind of the overall toll that took on your family.
Yeah, give me some time to think. But yeah, basically my senior year of high school, it was like around like post-COVID too, around that towards the end of COVID. Basically I was like at an AAU tournament and I was playing basketball, and I found out my parents had to leave the game not knowing what happened. My sister ends up texting me on Snapchat.
6 on your side, getting help for
my house had burned down. It was on Sunday
by a fire. Last week, we profiled Pastor L.B. Towns and family's predicament. The fire left Towns, his wife, and their 16 kids without a place to call home.
And they was getting ready for church or whatever, so of course I was just like, kind of like worried, but more so just like, all right, this must be like something like a test. Definitely like a test. So yeah, we find out like the whole like half the house had burned down due to like, it was like some wire situation or whatever. But thank God nothing had happened to any of my family members. Mm-hmm. Like I just thank God. But over that course of about 4 to 5 months, we were staying in a hotel, and I honestly think it was a blessing in disguise. Of course, we didn't expect nothing for like something like that to happen, but it was able to give us time to really like regroup and like rely on God and build on our faith with God. During that time, it was like 16 of us, 18 of us in 3 rooms. It was a room for the girls, room for the boys, and a room for my parents. So it was times where we was able to really just be close and like have that time to regroup and reflect on everything that was going on. It was definitely a humbling experience. It was a lot on my plate going into my senior year of high school, going into sports and stuff. So I definitely say it wasn't easy. It was definitely a lot. We was able to get the community to be able to like support financially and just other ways. It was a lot of people that reached out to me, and I appreciate my community and the impact we have in the community for that as well. So it was definitely a time and experience, and it's something that I believe made me and my family stronger as well.
Okay. Now, people talk about work-life balance or just the different balances of life and having, you know, ambitions and things you want to do, and or having a bunch of different, you know, things on your plate.
Yeah.
I feel like the extreme of that is your situation in regards to everything you went through, and from what I was told, still maintaining your grades, still maintaining the expectations that y'all had, no matter what y'all were going through. How were you able to do that?
I would say just honestly just remaining my faith with God and keeping my priorities in perspective. You know, I feel like if once you have your priorities in perspective, you can never go wrong. God, family, school, and just everything else. So just keeping your priorities in perspective. Whatever you put your energy into is what you will receive out of. So keeping a balanced life will help with that as well. Okay.
And do you feel like, again, due to being a role model, that there was an expectation for you to carry yourself a certain way through that trial and tribulation, knowing that your younger siblings were looking up to you during that time?
Yeah, honestly, for sure. I feel like they're, of course, a reflection of me. So if I were to act or say some way or something, I have a certain type of behavior, they will reflect that same behaviors. You know?
Okay. Now, when does Howard exactly get in the picture for you?
Like late into my senior year, honestly. More so closer to when I was about to graduate. I wasn't even thinking about Howard or like HBCUs. I don't know what even sparked like a light or just something that was calling me saying go to HBCU for some reason. But when I started to look at HBCUs, I just thought about the different people and the influential people that went to these HBCUs and the people that went to Howard as well. And I just thought about myself and just thought of what type of impact I could have on my community and other people that are looking to go to college in these HBCUs. So that, I think that really drawed me to go to Howard. They have good schools. The school I was looking to major in business, so I was seeing that was one of the top schools in HBCUs, and it was a great school at Howard to be able to connect and network with others and have the opportunities that I'm looking for my career.
Okay. Now, what would you say were your early experiences first stepping on campus at Howard?
Party. I'm not gonna lie. Of course, I had my priorities in perspective. I had great grades, but I was just networking. I was having fun, partying, just living life. Yeah. Everyone on camp pretty much knew me. Yeah. So.
Okay. Now, to these freshmen, you know, and it'll be a few months they're already into it, but to any freshman that, you know, next year, the year after,
I said, depending on when you drop it, right?
But, and I want you to speak to those freshmen, or to people who are, you know, juniors, seniors in high school that are going to be freshmen, of how exactly can they come and enjoy, not restrict themselves, and be able to enjoy that whole freshman experience while also not hindering your grades and the things that mean the most at the end of the day?
Nah, yeah, for sure. That's a great question. I will honestly say keep our priorities in perspective for sure, but also keep a balanced life. You want to focus on school, but also have time to spend time with yourself, with your friends, be outside, network, connect with others, have a social life, but also keep your priorities in perspective. Be able to reach out to your family, spend time with them, and also just have time for yourself. Just keep a balanced life. And I'll also say, what I was about to say. I will also say, focus on yourself and don't compare yourself to others.
Okay.
People tend to do that. Sometimes I tend to do that, to kind of like compare myself to others, what someone else may have or be saying or doing, you know. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that hinder people a lot as well. So don't compare yourself to others and keep our priorities in perspective.
Okay. And speaking kind of on that, the comparison to others, you know, you came from a more humbling background.
Yeah.
We know there's a lot of people here on campus that do come from money, buku dollar, whatever,
sure.
like got everything on materialistic, all the stuff, right? What was that like walking into this space where you again didn't have the access to a lot of things, and is that what you're kind of referring to in regards to that comparison, being around people that had a lot of access, had a lot of money, et cetera, et cetera?
In a sense, in a sense, but I was more so saying, what someone may have, or just materialistic things, or what someone may be going through, and you don't know what people are going through personally in their life, so don't try to compare yourself to others, whatever. But I was saying, what's the other question?
Was like basically
the different backgrounds.
Facts.
Honestly, it excites me. Like, it makes me hungry, like, to realize like what type of lifestyle I could be living or having. Like, it puts a fuel in me, like, to just know where I came from and like the lifestyle that I was brought up from, and just the stuff that I'm used to, just knowing it's a different way of life. And I can go back home and tell other people, like, you don't even gotta live like this. You don't gotta live this life. Like, you can really be living a better life and just doing things in a positive way, in a positive light.
Okay. Now, during your freshman year, there was another, another difficult situation that happened in regards to your father. Explain kind of that whole moment and everything that kind of transpired from that.
What happened to my father, I honestly think that was probably one of the hardest things in my life. Like, just getting a random call from my pops. And I think I was like mid-class, like on Zoom, he calling me. He had called me, and I can't understand nothing he's saying. And it just hurt me, because it was just like, what's up? Like, he trying to talk, and everything he was saying was like slurred. And it was just like, wow, like, I never thought like something like this would happen to my pops. Not knowing, finding out like he was going through like a stroke. And that, I ain't gonna lie, it hurt me. Like, it hurt me deep, because like me and my pops is like very close. Like, we got the same name. And I'm not knowing like he could be like out of here, you know what I'm saying? So it definitely put me in like a deep thought. And what I was going through, just he had to relearn how to talk and walk all over again. So it's definitely a blessing just to see him recover from that situation, you know.
Now, what was that moment like also in regards to still, again, just like the house fire, keeping up your grades, your relationships, it's your freshman year, all these things. What was that like, juggling that and I'm sure like worrying about your pops, even as he was recovering, always, having that in the back of your head?
It made me realize like I'm really like the next man up. You feel me? Like, I gotta be, can't find a way to have no type of excuses. Like, I really gotta like go all in and do it. Whatever I'm trying to do, I gotta be there for my family in any type of way. So it definitely put me in that type of perspective to think about, knowing like my parents wouldn't always be here forever. And just knowing I got younger siblings to look out for and cater to, for sure.
Were you still able to to have a freshman year like that? I guess everybody has, or did that kind of like, not in a negative way when I say hinder you, but you get what I'm saying, like make you kind of have to lock in a little bit more, and reality hits you maybe a little bit faster than other freshmen who are just here enjoying life?
I definitely say it hit, reality start to hit. Of course, I was like maturing a lot during those times, but I definitely say I was able to just really like lock in. It allowed me to like lock in just a little bit more, you know, to really focus on what I got going on, and just knowing like everything just don't last forever or whatever. So.
Okay. Now, from there, I mean, it sounds like your focus obviously does change, right? From an event like that, and as you're more honed in, more locked in, you understand what the actual goal is. How were you able to still enjoy the earlier undergrad years after an event like that, where that changes your mindset a lot?
I would have to say my relationship with God, because nothing else really was able to help me to be able to like cope or like get over that type of situation for real.
Okay.
So I would say just being able to stay focused on what I had to do, and my relationship, my faith with God, just being able to talk to Him as much as I can.
Okay. Now, I know that since then you have definitely expanded your resume.
Yeah.
From joining organizations to starting organizations. A previous interview I did, I asked somebody about Howard elitism. As someone who seems to be on the other side of people that some people at Howard would view as a part of that elitism bubble, things like that, where again, you're in an org that allows you to have certain access, and you have formed certain relationships, and you've been behind some closed doors around these people that are more higher level, higher echelon. What would you say that people might mistake when they judge Howard elitism, or people of the elite status here at Howard?
Yeah. So I would definitely say not only my org, but Howard is definitely big on community and service. So just being trying their best to be inclusive in the world that we're in today is definitely the goal as well. So inclusivity, just being able to make sure everyone is and feels important. So I feel like that's always the goal, and I feel like that's something that Howard pushes as well. They want everyone that's African American that attends their school, their university, to be successful and be great. So I feel like if you just put your name or your face in spaces and reach out, I feel like nothing is unreachable. Nothing is unattainable.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. Which I feel like you are that perfect example of nothing is unattainable. Huh?
You got some in your hair. There you go.
There's a bud.
It was like flowers.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, I feel like you are that kind of like the antithesis of something not being unattainable or unreachable, right? Like most people, a lot of people do come from fortunate backgrounds and have connections and this and that allows them to get into these spaces. You seem to be the total opposite, someone that didn't have much but was still able to work your way into those spaces. Did you ever struggle when in those spaces? Did you ever struggle with maybe feeling a little less than because you didn't come from the shininess, and because your life wasn't all sunshine and rainbows like it might have been for somebody else? Or did you feel very natural in knowing who you were, where you came from, and never shrinking yourself when in those spaces?
Nah, for sure. It was definitely times where I knew I belonged, but it was like times like where I knew it was like stuff I needed to work on, or something someone may told me oh, I didn't belong here, but I knew I belonged here. So it was more so just proving them wrong and proving myself that I belong, that I can be here, that I can come from an underrepresented area and be successful. That people that come from underrepresented areas can be professional. That people that come from underrepresented areas can provide, can have six-figure jobs, you know. So just proving the statistics, just beating the statistics, beating the odds, proving everyone wrong.
Yeah.
It's definitely something I'm against. People are against, like me, every day.
Yeah. Because I feel like people that do come from underrepresented areas have a language barrier. Not so much in terms of like, oh, they can't speak English, but meaning like the imagery might be different, right? Someone that comes from an underrepresented area might not speak, might use more slang than, you know what I mean? Somebody might, their image presentation might not be as good. Did you find out how important those things were? Did you have any bumps in the road initially, or did you come from a family that was always able to like put you together in a way where it's like, this is how you have to present yourself, this is how you have to look, this is how you have to speak, because in these certain areas they'll judge you just based off of what you look like, and you're already have that you know on your back of being where you're from, so they're gonna try to judge you anyway.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, yeah, I had a sense of like, I knew what I needed to do, and I had to just really make that happen. And I felt like it didn't happen like overnight. It definitely took time till I was able to like really get myself together. As you know, like I'm still working on like professionally, like speaking in front of certain people. So I feel like it definitely takes time, but it's definitely like something that's not impossible. You feel me?
Yeah. Okay. Now,
but also doing that, but being true to yourself, like being true to who you are, also is very important as well. Not losing who you are in the sense of your identity.
So speaking on that, what things do you feel like you might have to give in certain aspects, right? Because I've met certain people, like I had a mentor that was doing an internship, and his whole thing was, I need to be me. Like I need to be myself, so I might speak a certain way or I might dress a certain way because that's just me. What do you feel like are some things that you kind of have to give but still be you? Like when you're saying be you, in what way are you talking about to where you're also not hindering yourself in the image of others?
Honestly, don't be afraid to let people know where you come from, just the background you may come from. Just cause y'all don't come from the same place don't mean you can't be in the same room as the next person just because statistics or financial circumstances or whatever. So
Okay. We talked a lot about, just community and your upbringing, and I feel like all of that kind of encapsulates itself in this Save the Youth foundation that you got going on right now. Explain what exactly that is, first of all.
So basically, Save the Youth Foundation is a nonprofit organization that I started over the past year. The goal and the mission is to empower underrepresented African American youth, give them the opportunities to grow, whether it's financially, physically, spiritually, and mentally, and furthering their education, and helping them with just different resources, to overcome the systematic and the barriers that they may go through on a daily basis.
Okay. Now, I know you said like financially, and again, as a kid, I just heard financially.
Yeah.
So it's like, what financial advice are y'all giving, and what financial avenues are y'all giving the kids in order for them to get that right? Because I know as a kid, that's the only word I heard. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. So obviously, what say the plan and the goal where I see Save the Youth Foundation is to be offering different avenues as far as scholarships, financial resources, just being able to offer those services, teaching the youth how to save money, finance money, put it in the savings accounts, high yield savings accounts, and different things and avenues like that. Just stuff I just didn't know growing up. I would say how to file taxes, just different stuff that typical underrepresented youth may not know about. I feel like it's very prominent in today's society.
Okay.
And I feel like they should know.
Okay. All right. And with that being said, is Save the Youth Foundation, is that something that's more so based back home, or is that something that you take with you while you're here as well? What are the focal points on that right now in terms of areas?
Nah, for sure. I'm glad you asked. It was something that was definitely started in my community growing up in the London area, but it's definitely something that I don't want to limit at all. So what I plan to do is definitely bring it here as we have different events planned. At the end of this month, we plan to host a community service event with Howard University.
Okay.
We're going to go out to Miami and talk to underrepresented youth and be able to engage and connect them and be able to recruit them and talk to them about the HBCU college life and about Howard.
Okay.
And what that may look like and the different opportunities that Howard and HBCUs offer that to get them to be interested in coming.
Okay. That's all y'all doing in Miami?
I mean, we're gonna be going to the game as well. They play FAMU.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right. I'm just making sure.
Duality.
Okay. All right. So, this is the part where you look in that camera right there,
Yeah.
and you give your personal message to your pops, to your moms, to all your siblings. You can go
That's it.
one by one. You can address them all at one time, but this is your moment for your own personal message to them. Just showing your appreciation for them.
Yeah, I can go one by one.
You going one by one?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Actually. Yeah, I can go one by one.
Yeah.
Start my dad. Pops, I appreciate you for being a role model, leader in my life. Kept me out of a lot of trouble, as you know. And I want to really let you know that I really appreciate you for setting the goals and the expectations that you have for me in my life and allowing me to exceed those expectations. And I really appreciate you and I love you. Mom, I really, I thank you for being the caring mother that you are. Just being someone that's there for me to talk to.
Wait, that's his camera? Wait, just give it a second. We'll just cut out and then
It's overheating
because it's right directly under the sun.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just
So
give a
just
message to all of them.
Huh?
Message to all of them.
Can we just like switch it to this one?
We'll switch him to that side. Like put him into this chair. What I'm saying is
just real quick.
just real quick.
Yeah. So if we restart the whole thing, that's gonna hold it. It's gonna hold it. There's enough energy. I
Yeah.
know this is gonna take a while. Like,
Yeah, I know that, but what I'm saying is that like it's gonna look weird if all of a sudden he got a whole different background for the
I
message
think we
to.
should just do it now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
Yeah, I
that
get it.
what I'm saying is you give it a little second and then he can just go right from the beginning again. Cause I'll just cut that, and I'll just add it when it's time to.
Should I just thank all of them at once?
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
Can you end it off at least?
Huh?
And we just do that separately.
What?
Can you end it off?
Oh, you're saying?
Like, end the
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah, yeah.
Like right
I mean,
now.
but that's the thing. Like this is it.
But like you still gotta out, you know.
Nah, we don't do no outro. We sat here with LB Towns Jr., man, the myth, the legend, and that's really it. That's all we got for y'all. You know what I mean? That's all we got. So, and then we'll boom, 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 pop, 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 and we'll put it in the middle. So it look like,
So let's leave.
huh?
You get up.
Yeah, why you go the opposite?